Circa Sports and DraftKings, those were the ones chosen today to host Missouri's online sports betting platforms. The two companies will offer Missourians sports betting rights on their phones. Now, the two companies beat out FanDuel, even though it was one of the top donors to the campaign to legalize sports betting. Both FanDuel and DraftKings donated more than $20 million each, but the Missouri Gaming Commission chairman says Circa was chosen over FanDuel because it promised to offer something different by encouraging large bets.
It was a different type of player. It was a different business model, and felt like, it was going to be offering something different to the sports wagers in the state of Missouri.
More applicants will be coming. Companies can still host sports betting in Missouri through physical sports books and in casinos or at stadiums. Missourians should be able to start placing their bets on December 1st.